leave my jacket in there.
Ah, don't.
My Deutsch is not so good.
Okay. Therefore, my English is. I think so.
A bit better.
I think it works.
Okay.
Just a minute. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I have a Berechtigungsschein. Should I show you the Berechtigungsschein first? So
Oh, no, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So what happened? I have 3 problems with 3 Cologne hospitals.
Hmm?
Uniclinic, St. Hildegardis, and San Antonius.
Yeah.
So I have 4, I already have lawyers in Trier dealing with different things.
Hmm?
The problem started was my Arbeit was in Munich.
Yeah.
Gross Problem. So I moved to Hanover to try and fight my Arbeit. Sky Deutschland and SAP. I work in computers. They didn't pay me my Geld, my Krankengeld, blah blah blah, bank, catastrophe. So when I was in Cologne, I was staying in hotels, hostels, waiting to go to my Arbeitsgericht against Sky Deutschland and SAP. I got very badly attacked. I was in an internet cafe, and I got on the side of the head, and I had to go to Saint Augustus.
Yeah.
And the problem was, when I get there, the doctor is very junior. He thinks it's very hilarious that I've been attacked.
Yeah.
But because I played a lot of sport when I was younger, I had 1 or 2 concussions. So if I get hit in the head, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I had a Deutsch friend with me saying, no, you have to do something. So they gave an MRT.
Yeah.
But they couldn't make a diagnosis. They kept me in for 3-4 days, gave me the wrong medication. I was still very sick when I was in the hospital. And they said, no, you have to leave because we need the beds. We don't have enough beds. I said, but I still don't feel very well. I'm vomiting, I can't eat, I don't feel very well.
Yeah.
So the junior doctor said, look, you have a bad concussion. Before you leave, I have to give you medication. We need to set up a treatment. I need to give you all this advice.
Yeah.
On the day that I left, the doctor disappeared. He gave me the medical notes for another person. They didn't take my IV drip out. I had to go to another station to take my IV drip out. They said, oh, no, you just have to, I waited 5 hours. No, you have to go, and we'll talk to you later. So no medication, no medical notes, and I had to go to another floor to get the IV drip taken out. So I kept going back week after week, sending emails. Why was I treated like this? I feel very sick. And ever since then, I've had massive problems with headaches, my spine, my eye. And basically, I was asking, why did this happen? It was medically unprofessional. It's caused me massive medical problems. Since then, I've been to MRTs, and I have a problem now with my spine. I have a problem with my eye. I've been to specialists, and I went to the head of the department, Professor Lodgers, and I said, this is ridiculous. You treated me like an animal. I said, you got everything. He was pretending like nothing medically went wrong. They didn't do anything medically correct. And they also broke data protection. They gave me someone else's medical notes. So what happened is emails went back and forth, and I basically said, look, I'm pretty much looking for compensation for what you did because I don't know how much damage I now have. And so then what happened was the Uniclinic, that was what happened at St. Antonius. So another hospital was the Uniclinic. And they're all in Cologne. All 3 are in Cologne. So What happened was my right hand
Yeah.
got really badly infected, really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the infection was going up my arm.
Yeah.
And I had I had a doctor an arts in Bonn and 2 arts in Cologne said you have to go to the hospital immediately. It's very dangerous now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The infection is becoming, my hand was like huge. Where the hospital made a mistake was I saw 4 doctors.
Yeah.
All said there's nothing wrong with my hand. Where they made the mistake was they at no point did they register me in the hospital. So they took my AOK card, they took the medical notes from the doctors and never registered me. And I have apologies from the head of the emergency, an apology from the dermatology chef.
Yeah.
And then when I started to ask for compensation, because now I have really bad pain in my hand and I get hand cortisone every week.
Yeah.
They basically pretended that I was never in the hospital, and I said, "Can I see my medical notes, please?" And they refused to give me my medical notes. I have all here.
Yeah.
They refused to give me my medical notes and have completely disengaged. They won't talk to me. And the emergency, the professor of the emergency said, this was dealt with very, very badly. You cannot go into a hospital, be given medical advice, and not be registered in the hospital. You can't do that anywhere in the world. They did that 4 times.
4 times.
So then I had to go to Aachen, to an emergency in Aachen, and they fixed my hand. But it took several weeks, massive amounts of pain, in order to fix my hand.
Yeah.
But now the uni clinic won't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is St. Hildegardus.
God is in Cologne.
All Cologne, all 3 are Cologne.
Okay.
Where I had to have an operation down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem is no food was provided. And I was in there for a long time. They were mocking, this is not so much a medical thing, but they were mocking my situation with my work.
Yeah.
They were making comments that I can't speak German. I had a catheter, you know, a catheter?
Yeah.
There was a problem with the catheter. They refused to fix it. And I'm in a toileting with a German guy I'd never met before, trying to fix my my catheter.
Yeah.
They refused to give me the right medication. They refused to allow me to make a phone call to a friend to come and get me. When I was discharged, no medication, no medical notes, and they refused to take the IV drip out of my hand, and I had to get a friend who's a nurse to take my IV drip out. That's dangerous. And it was actually so bad, the German guy who helped me take the catheter out said, "I'm very sorry you're being treated like this." That was for like 3-4 days I got treated like that.
Yeah.
So the Berechtigungsschein is literally, I would like letters sent to all 3 hospitals, and I have emails going back and forth with the professors of all departments.
Okay.
And they pretty much, other than this one, they apologized, this one is pretending it didn't happen. I was never in the hospital.
They are apologizing.
So I have emails
Yeah.
basically saying, I'm sorry, it shouldn't have happened. I did get an email saying, all 3 are apologizing. When I started to ask for compensation for what I was put through medically, they stopped talking to me.
Okay. Can I help you?
At the Berechtigungsschein?
No, they. Maybe it's apologizing.
Okay, my stuff is a little bit,
Yeah.
but I have tests from doctors as well
Yeah.
who attest that I am correct.
Yeah. No problem.
So
I
this
think so.
this is the Berchtesgadenschein. And I have a lot of things on email as well that I can email you. This is the,
So we cannot. Also. Yeah.
so you can like claim the Berchtesgaden time 3 times.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 3 Berchtesgadens.
No. No
There's
problem.
3. So this is the one of them basically saying we refuse to give Mr. Fraser his medical notes. You know, the one for the hand.
Mm.
So the emergency department said you have to, by law, you have to give him his medical notes.
Yeah.
They refused to do it because they know they screwed up.
Okay.
These are the, let me get to the emails, 1 second. This is the hospital in Aachen that fixed my hand.
Okay.
Just bear with me a second. This is one medical attest. This is like the, it's
Oh,
the,
yeah, it's certain here.
yeah. This is another attest. This is an attest from a doctor for the head, for the concussion. And I actually have, just to show that I am right, I contacted them with all the evidence,
Yeah.
and they're saying you were treated so badly, we're going to investigate. So the region is going to
Okay.
investigate these hospitals as well.
But it's still working.
Yes,
It's still
but they
going
said
on.
they said get a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I sent them all the evidence and they said this is so bad, we need to investigate this ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want this? You wanna
Yeah.
read it?
And, if you can let it be with me, and I'll do some copies.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Medical test. Medical test.
Regarding the hand.
I'm trying to find the emails. Just bear with me 1 second. This is from the region. These are the emails.
Okay.
These are the emails.
Oh, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Dieter Kalicke is not working anymore. It's my colleague.
Yes. No. What happened was he had 4 cases of mine. So these
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
and another one to get money back from Munich.
Yeah.
And he basically said I have way too much work, and he suggested to come here. He's dealing with to get my money back from Sky Deutschland.
Okay.
And he said
Mhm.
I can do it, but I'm very busy. But I'm not medically. He's more employment and criminal.
Yeah. Okay. But I cannot promise you anything. I first have to check the paper.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can also see here, like hand infection. I have more than enough medical.
Yeah.
And if you read
I
through
see.
these, right? There's 3 professors that all basically state, yes, okay, we made a mistake.
Mhm.
That's from the professor. I mean, he's not saying we made
From
it glaring.
Cologne, yeah.
So this is the one from Cologne. So he signed it, said we're sorry for apologize,
Sorry, yeah.
and then they're saying, oh no, you were never at this hospital. That can't make sense. How can you write a letter saying we apologize and then say, oh, you were never in the hospital? You understand? They screwed themselves.
So,
But you're more than welcome to take copies. I have no problem.
okay.
This is basically I listed it out as in what happened. So that was San Antonio's. Chronologically, what happened. This one is probably not as important, but I can give you all those and the medical notes. The medical notes from San Antonio's and all the hospitals, the Maltese and that, yeah.
Hildegardis.
This is the Hildegardis one. I have more emails, but I don't want to print everything. But I can give you more if you need it. But like when I was in the hospital, this is the patient details. My name is not Mohammed. I'm not Mohammed.
Ja, nee, Fraser.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
Okay. You are in Franz-Georg-Straße, so
Yeah,
from Max Herzog.
he's a friend. Yeah,
Yeah, but you are living there.
he's also a social worker. Yeah.
If you let the papers be with me,
Mhm.
maybe during or until Wednesday,
Okay.
and I might be able to check it.
Okay.
So and then we can talk about it.
Let me just make
But
sure. here.
today it's hard to do the copies.
Yeah, I understand.
But
So let me just make sure that you have
very,
what
very
you
hard.
need. Yeah, I mean,
If you didn't go to Louisen Hospital, your
My-
arms would be
the thing is, I work in computers,
yeah.
and the problem is they were mocking the fact that they thought it was just hilarious. But the thing is,
Okay.
I don't think these are very difficult cases for you, only because, let's say the hand one, right?
Yeah.
I went there 4 times, and I can prove it.
They had
They didn't register me. Forget the diagnosis. Forget the diagnosis. Let's just say we don't.
yeah.
Anytime you go into a hospital anywhere in the Western world, you have to be registered that you are in that building. If I die in that building and I'm not registered,
Yeah.
they would be sued for millions. So
That's
4
right,
times,
yeah.
4 times they did that. And in the emails, the head of the emergency said, "I can't explain why we did what we did. Very bad."
Yeah. But then they tell you you've
When
never been
I start
there.
asking for compensation,
You-
disengage.
You have never been there.
yeah, they've actually written an apology. We apologize. Oh, but you were never here. I think this is quite easy.
Yeah, that's. Oh.
Let me just see.
What is it?
This is more medical stuff that basically states other doctors stating hand infection.
Yeah.
So what they also did was they took all the medical certificates from all the doctors
Oh.
and still say I never. They won't physically, by law. Let's say you go to hospital
Yeah.
and you have a file there. You have the given right to ask for that file. They won't give me the file. So let me just.
No, why not? Maybe the Ärztekammer will get it.
No, but they don't deal with compensation, right? They just want to understand. What I'm asking for and coming to you for with the Berufsgutschein thing is to write a letter basically saying, based on all this evidence, and I have more on my email, I want to be compensated because, okay, the hand is one thing. This concussion thing, when you have a concussion, I don't know how bad my brain is.
Yes.
Right, that's the big one. That's the really bad one. Because they left it with a junior doctor and he screwed up the whole thing. Wrong medication, wrong advice, left me with no medication. I had no idea what was going on. And I only have one brain.
Yeah.
So I can give you this as well. This you don't need. This you don't need.
Hand infection.
And to be honest with you, yes, do I have pain in my hand? Yes. My biggest concern is my brain and my neck. Because I went to a specialist in Stuttgart who says I now have a problem with the spine. He didn't take it seriously. And I later found out he was a very junior doctor and they didn't bring anyone senior in. And the Professor Lodgers, who I have emails from, said, we probably shouldn't have left your situation in a junior doctor's hands.
Sure.
So I think it's pretty clear.
Okay.
Just let me make sure I don't have anything else that you need.
So, okay. I take it and try to.
What you can also do, I don't know if this is important for you or not, but I have another lawyer here. Who is dealing with getting me money back for the actual person who did the crime of the hit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether you need to speak to her or not. I don't know.
Yeah, who is it?
It's
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, so basically what she's doing is she's contacted the police because I have a police report for all of these. Mm-hmm. The person who actually attacked me and hit me in the head, she's now trying to get me compensation for this guy doing this in Cologne.